Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. It feels like a long time since I've actually done one. I've got videos up ahead of where I am, if you like, and it feels like it's been a few days since I've done one, but it hasn't. It's only been 2 days, but it feels like an age. Anyway, we are back with another one now, and it's a beer that was very kindly sent to me from Liam at Deep in Brews Reviews, so go and check out his channel and give him some support. And this is a beer that is local, I think, to his sort of area. I could be wrong. The writing on the bottle is way too small. I can't tell. I'm not sure if they're sort of Peterborough way or whether it's Nottingham or not. I'm not sure. I don't know, but I'm going to tell you the name of the brewery anyway. And I knew nothing about this beer, looked it up, and it turned out to be a style that I actually love. So what the good lad sent me was one from the Grainstore brewery, and like I say, I'm certain they're is neck of the woods, and this is a bottle of their Rutland Panther. There we go, lovely artwork on there, 500ml, and I wasn't sure what it was, and I had no chance of reading all that minute writing, so I googled it, and it turned out to be a dark mild. Now, I do love a dark mild. This is coming in at 3.4%, and when I searched it, it was giving me all sorts of prices, anywhere from sort of like £2.50 to £3 a bottle. I don't know how much he paid for it, but probably around that price, which I'm expecting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. The percentage of the beer is pretty much the standard, more or less, give or take a point something for this style. So, and I don't think that's going to ruin it. This style of beer can be very flavoursome, and the ABV doesn't always necessarily ruin it because of the flavours in it. So let's stop talking, let's stop waffling on. I don't have a Grainstore brewery glass, but I'm going to whack it in my Abudley brewery glass, and I'm putting it in that because I remember getting some of their beers and they had a mild, so I'm going to whack it in that glass. Very nice indeed. So let's get it cracked open. There we go, plain black crown. Apologies for any background noise, which you might hear a bit of a humming. Right below this room, literally behind me, below this room, is the boiler, and the boiler is on. So, right, it was in the fridge. I've tried to sort of warm it up a little bit. I was worrying then if it was going to shoot its bolt, but it hasn't. There is just a little bit of foam on there, probably me tipping it, this, that and the other. Let's get her out. Nearly 3 minutes in. I'm going to try and make this a quickish one. Now, a quickish one for me is probably about 7 minutes, so I'll do my best to get in there. But if not, hey ho, we'll have to just go with it. Beer in a glass. Looks darker on the camera. I've got light coming through. It's sort of like a chestnut sort of colour. Deep sort of chestnut colour. Not seeing any carbonation. I don't think it's a nucleated glass. There probably is a few bubbles going in there. And we've got just about half a finger, maybe a finger now, depending on how big your finger is, of tan head. Not real dark tan, but a light tan. Compact, looks decent. Well, let's stop waffling. There's a lot left in the bottle, but we'll get that in after. Let's have a sniffers. There's a lot going on in there. Malty, chocolate, dark fruit vibe, a little bit of roastiness. I'm wondering if there's just a little tickle of aniseed or licorice, I should say, in the background. Could be. I mean, I'm not going to say the notes, the aromas are there. You do pick them up pretty decent, but they're not sort of whacking you in the chops. So you are picking them up, but they are a little bit more subtle rather than big punching notes. But you do pick them up, so they are there, so don't worry about that. So there's the rest of the beer in the glass. We've got a lovely cream head on it. Looks lovely. I know this would be 10 times better on cask. It would have to be, I just know, but let's hopefully this beer's still going to be decent anyway. So big thank you once again to Liam at Deep in Brews Reviews. Go and check him out. the Grainstore Brewery and their Rutland Panther Dark Mild, coming in at 3.4%. Cheers. Okay. Flavours are there. 3.4%. It is quite light. I'm not going to say it's wishy-washy thin, but it is light. But it's 3.4%. But again, as well, that in cask is going to have a much fuller feel to it. Yeah, quite light, but not... It's just right, I'm going to say. Any less, and it could have been... You could have felt like it was starting to feel a little bit too thin. But I'm just going to say it's on the light side. But let's take a look at the ABV. That's going to be explaining that. Carbonation's there. It's probably about exactly how you want it. Sometimes I say it would be better with a bit more carbonation to give it more of a fuller mouthfeel, but I think with the body, any more would make it feel a little bit rough and a little bit over carbonated. So I think for the sort of weight of the beer, they got the carbonation spot on. I'm not going to say it's silky smooth, but it is pretty smooth despite all that. On the taste, there's very much a lot of what I got on the nose. Malty, a little bit roasty, a little bit of a tickle of a coffee note in there. You are getting the chocolate. The chocolate for me is coming more on the back end once that roastiness. The roastiness is that I'm going to say is that sort of bigger note, and the sort of chocolate comes in right on the back, a little bit sweet, not sickly sweet, you just that subtle chocolate sweetness. Pardon me. A little bit of a bitterness going on in there, and I'm going to associate that with the sort of dark fruit feel that you maybe get. You sometimes sort of get that with the stout, that dark fruitiness, and I'll find you get a little bitterness with it. I think that is what this has got. This has got that little dark fruit bitterness going alongside. Yeah, the dark fruitiness is sort of like a hoppy note. You know, thinking about it and tasting it, you're getting that hoppy note to it. The dark fruit side. Can't really say. I felt like there was a tickle of sort of like licorice in there. I don't feel I'm picking that up in there, I don't think. Drink's nice and easy, 3.4%. It wants to be drinking nice at 3.4%. Goes down well, plenty of flavour. It's pretty solid stuff without, for me, without sort of wowing you. But I got a feeling if I had this on cask, it'd be a totally different experience. It is literally, the only thing for me is it feels a little bit light. And that's where I think the cask would just elevate this beer to something a little bit more, not enjoyable, but a better drinking experience, let's put it that way. But yeah, a nice easy drinking beer, plenty of flavour, nothing nasty in there, good honest stuff. But I do need to try that on tap. Will I ever try it on tap? Probably not, probably never get to see it. But if I do get to see it, I will be having it on tap. So there you go. There's my thoughts on that beer. If you've had the beer before, let me know what you thought. And if you're thinking of getting it and you like a mild, give it a go. Are there better out there? Yeah, but once again, I think this beer would be another level on cask. So there's my thoughts on it. A big thank you to Liam once again. Feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again soon on another one. 10 minutes. See, I can't do 7 minutes.